Hello, everybody. I'm Carl Foster. Welcome to this week's edition of Inside World Pickleball at the Chicken and Pickle in Oklahoma City, host of the Combine, the first ever for the 50-plus National Pickleball League. A sports bar, food, beverages, all kinds of activities here. And the new concept that's going on at Chicken and Pickles around the country. It'll be the host of the National Pickleball League this year at 6 different locations, culminating in Arizona in October for $100,000 in prize money. Chicken and Pickle and the National Pickleball League and the Combine, and the first ever for the 50-plus National Pickleball League.
I wanted to be here to be a part of history, the very first National Pickleball League event. So I was very excited about that. Got in my van, drove 16 hours, and got here, and I'm so excited to play and be a part of it.
Inside World Pickleball, we are at the inaugural National Pickleball League Combine. What's the Combine? Well, you've heard the NFL Combine. We're looking for the 50-plus champion players for a brand new league, the National Pickleball League, which is the brainstorm of Rick Witzkin, Beth Bellamy, and Michael Chen. And I'm with the number one player right now. We've seen him play across the tour for many years. But Rick, this is I see the smile on your face because you've seen all these players out here, and it's really taken the pickleball to the 50-plus to another level.
You know, I think of goal setting. I think of intentions. Think of anytime you can be 50 plus, knowing that you're a pro and you're going to train to be in a doubles team, a mixed doubles team, players you didn't know before, but are great players like you from all over the country and the world, because we have players from Singapore and from Australia. That makes me happy. This collection of all these people, you know, we know we're high-level players, and it was brought to my attention by Teen Nguyen, who is Oklahoma City's own, and he will be drafted because he's phenomenal. He said, Rick, I think this is the only combine that's ever happened in professional sports for 50 and over. And when you think of it in that magnitude, it just pinched me now.
You're exactly right. And when we talk about why the need for a 50-plus league, because we see pickleball blossoming in all different age groups, the MLPs, and you got the PPA, the APP, the USA Pickleball, you got every kind of alphabet soup out there. But why the niche now for the 50-plus?
Well, there's no doubt that multiple players had come to me, and Beth being two of the top players in the senior pros, which are now champions players, indicating how they'd like to have a team atmosphere. And then having an independent league that is run by champions level players, we feel like we will have always the right intentions to grow and the right dynamic. And just to have our own home, our own face is super important. We want to give the proper attention from a live stream perspective, from a videotaping perspective, from shows and TV affiliate. Pros deserve that, and the 50 and over pros put on a great product. So for all those reasons mentioned, it's kind of a no-brainer that we did this.
It's something that's kind of fun because like they did a really good job of like encapsulating what you're going to get, especially using the word combine. As an athlete, you kind of know what that is. I'm kind of grateful we don't have to lift weights and run 40-yard dashes. But I think the spirit of it is really good. Like, you know, obviously it was something new. There's a lot of questions, but they seem to be really answering them. And I think the spirit of their brand and what they're trying to do is really positive.
Coming from basketball, you know, it's a team sport. So this format really appeals to me because, you know, my coach in basketball always used to say, you know, you're only as good as your worst player, you know? I mean, and so, you know, no matter what your skill set is, you have to find how to make the most out of every opportunity and how to make every player play their best with you in a really short period of time. And that's a great challenge, and it's one that I'm happy to accept.
Inside World Pickleball, we are at the first NPL Combine, National Pickleball League, with one of the owners, Phil Cohn. And Phil, Indianapolis, and you were one of the first guys out there and said, you know, when the vision was brought up to you by Rick Witzkin and Beth Bellamy, and you said, you know what, I want in. What caught you about the idea and the vision of this, and now we see it come to fruition?
Well, pickleball's on the rise. I love pickleball. I played on the senior tour, so I'm aware of, on the Champions Tour is really the name of it, and I'm aware of how much fun it is, and I thought if we could capture that energy from the tour, bring it to a team setting, we might really have something. And after seeing the combine with the great players, there's really a lot of solid talent here. I think we're building something that might be very special, and you start a major league, it might become historical. You never know.
And what an exciting time for pickleball, because you've been playing pickleball for quite some time. I see you in all the tour events and so forth. You guys dominate out there, but to get the top players together, but why a new league? Everybody's saying there's so many leagues, there's so many tournaments and so forth, but why did you guys have this vision to say we need to take care of the 50-plus players?
Well, we just are really proud of our division and feel that we have a lot to offer on our own, and thought that it would be great to have an independent league where the senior pros, or champions pros as we're called, could be featured, and we just thought it would be really fun. So that's really the thing that drove us. We just thought, hey, that team thing looks really fun. Nobody else was doing it, so we said, why not?
And you got to say, everybody's going to be 50 at some point. We got the people coming up, and it's sort of like in other sports, we see golf and we see tennis with the Champions Tour events. But at the same time, with pickleball, when you see that pickleball tournaments and MLP getting younger. A lot of the tournaments, the younger players are competing out there. So there's got to be a place in that middle ground for people to go, and to play future, because they still want to compete at 50 plus and even 60 plus.
Right. We feel so lucky that, pickleball gives us the opportunity. A lot of us come from other sports, or maybe not. Maybe you just want to compete for the first time. But I used to play tennis professionally and thought, my playing days were kind of over, and found pickleball, and it's just been so much fun. And I think a lot of people have similar stories. But as far as we know, we think this may be the first senior or 50-plus combine in the world of any type. I mean, we just couldn't think of anything else that might be similar to that. So we're very excited.
I think you are breaking history, because I've been covering sports a long time, and I can't remember going to a combine for 50-plus. I've been to other combines for the younger guys, right, but not for the 50-plus.
Right.
Obsession. It's actually a crazy phenomena that has occurred, but we're in the early stages of this. So Michael and Rick and Carl and I and Beth had these meetings, and we're just honored that you guys chose us. My goal was to create a hometown team.
I started pickleball last May, and so I've been playing off and on since last May, and so far I love it. I have a tennis background, played when I was in high school, and so therefore I picked up a little bit quicker, and I'm excited about this weekend. I mean, this is incredible. Look around you. If you are a senior and you're not here, too bad. Wait till next year. I'm just saying that this is going to get bigger and bigger.
What I wanted to do is when I turned 50, I wanted to become a senior pro at 50. And so I've just been working hard over the years to get here. And then when Rick mentioned about the NPL, I thought it was a great thing, a great opportunity. It is like a dream come true for me.
At a party, and so I was curious about it, and so I fell in love with it just like everybody else. And so when I first started, I couldn't get enough of it. I played, and then I found out about tournaments, and then people were asking me if I could coach them, and now that's what I do. I share this pickleball love with all kinds of people at all levels.
Talk about the format a little bit, and drafting. Each owner's going to be drafting 16 players. Talk about how that's going to work and how it's going to grow.
Correct. We're going to draft 16 players this year on 6 teams. That's a total of 96 players. We have 6 teams this year, but we really have a lot of demand for more than 6 teams. So I think we're going to expand next year. We may have up to 12 teams next year. And with 12 teams next year, we could actually have double the number of players. Because the goal is to include as many top professional players over the age of 50. We call them champions pros. But on the other hand, we want to make sure the quality is high enough. So we need to kind of monitor how many people can play at a high enough level. We call high enough level at least a 4 or 5 rated player or higher. And we have enough high quality players, we'll expand. But it's going to be exciting. This is the first year, and we're going to have a lot more teams, I believe, next year that's going to join the league as well.
Yeah, we're excited about being part of this also, and to be in this venue like Chicken and Pickle. I haven't been here before, but they've got these all over the country. We talked to the owners yesterday. And just what a great venue, because it's cold outside. We don't have to worry about the wind, the rain, the sun, but you got a great atmosphere to play indoors. But talk about the future growth, because this year it's all a Chicken and Pickles for this year. But talk about the growth of the tour in your mind, taking this across the country.
Well, if you think about it, we want to kind of emulate the major sports teams: hockey, football, basketball, baseball. they don't play at one location. And first of all, I want to thank Chicken and Pickle. They've opened the door. They're amazing. They're a great location. We love to play at Chicken Pickle for many years to come. But we also want to add the locations where the team owners are based. For example, we have a team from Boca Raton. We would love to play Boca Raton in an indoor place or a covered place in Boca Raton for the same issues you talked about. We don't want rain delays. And we want to do it in Naples, and we want to do it at the other locations in Denver, in Indy, in Austin, and in Oklahoma City. We're already doing Oklahoma City, by the way, and they have indoor facility. But the goal is to have 30 teams at some point, and we are playing at each of the locations of those 30 teams. That is ideal. And then all of a sudden, you have a community, you have teams excited, and you have a community rallying around their local team. That's our goal.
Well, actually, I was with friends on a girls' trip, and I resisted for years. I, played tennis in college, and I thought, like everybody, that pickle was just when you were tired and, for older people. And I played, and I think I was addicted right from the beginning. And then that first spring break, we went to Naples, and I played at the facility there, and so much fun. There were young people and from all kinds of sports coming into this, and that had such a, fun. You can play with your kids, you can play with all different levels, and it's a quick learning aspect. You can pick it up and be, relatively good right from the beginning, and then it just grows from there. And the people I've met, it's so social and competitive, and it's been something fun to be competitive again at 50 years old. So I've just really enjoyed it. I love it.
The competition is tough. There's a lot of great players, a lot of good hands. You gotta be focused. That's the thing about big pickleball is you gotta stay alert because it's not just your shot, it's your opponent's shot.
Yes, we are a funky chicken. And yes, they have chicken and pickles in the restaurant inside. So Chad, how did you get involved with the National Pickleball League here at Chicken and Pickle?
Yeah, so we wanted to get a nice area for the NPL to come play. So on our corporate side, we reached out to them, got that set up to make you guys almost a home base for you guys to play at, and just have a nice facility you guys can play at, and just keep going forward with you guys, make it the best league we possibly can for you.
Talk about how long have you been with Chicken and Pickle, and how's this business going here? I know we talked to Dave yesterday. It's growing. You guys are building locations all around the country. But Oklahoma City, how's this location been for you?
It's been great. So we opened a little bit over 2 years ago. I got here just a little bit afterwards. Pickleball, like you guys already know, is grown massive, and so just growing with pickleball and our location itself has been amazing, with different companies coming out and playing, with different leagues, open plays, just the community coming and playing. It's been great. Business has been great, and pickleball's always fun, so that's what makes it great.
We see the families out here. You got outdoor courts, you got indoor courts, you got a triathlon thing going on right now, but you got a big sports bar. And so talk about the food and beverage aspect and the fun that goes on with the families, not just pickleball, but you got a lot of other activities.
Yep. So exactly. So what we want as Chicken and Pickle is just a nice, engaging atmosphere where you can play anything, get people off their TVs, off their phones, off their couch, engage with one each other. We have cornhole, giant battleship. Like you said, we even have a dry triathlon going right now. So we just want an atmosphere where you can hang out all day. The food's incredible. We're known for our rotisserie chicken, so chicken and pickle. That's my favorite. But we have a wide variety of food, hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, like I said, the rotisserie chicken, ribs, quesadillas, it's all great. But it's just fun to have an atmosphere where people can hang out all day, not necessarily just come play pickleball and just be out of here in like an hour or so. You can stay here all day, watch football, watch March Madness, do it all.
And do you have to be, is it a membership for the play pickleball? Can anybody just come in and play? You sign up and make a reservation, or just the indoor courts, the outdoor courts? How is it? Is this open play?
Yep. So we do have open plays. Each location has it a little bit different. Ours is 8 to 10 every single day, and then we also have a big open play from 7 to 11 on Wednesdays. But other than that, we have reservations where you can book online up to 2 weeks in advance. If you reserve them online, if you have to cancel for whatever the reason is, it's a full refund as long as it's outside 24 hours. So we usually go off of reservations. We always say book up the court as soon as you can. Makes it easier for you. If we need to refund you the money, that's perfectly okay too.
It originally started in Kansas City, and I know the growth of Chicken and Pickle. I've heard Las Vegas. We're looking even in Florida and so forth. But how do you see the concept growing corporately?
Yep, so it's corporate-wise, it's been great. The corporate team has been great, and like you said, we're wanting to get all over the country soon. We just announced one in Fisher, Indiana, so that we announced that 72 hours ago, I think. So that's right outside Indianapolis. So that'll be a great area to be in. It'll be real fun. So hopefully we'll be in your area in Florida sometime soon, and just in that, whoever's watching, hopefully we're in your area sometime soon also.
Thanks for being being host. I'm looking forward to seeing all the Chicken and Pickles throughout the year as an owner and seeing all the indoor courts. So we've had a blast here so far, and good job, and keep up the great work.
Perfect. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
Can we open one in Chicago, please? We're dying for a facility like this. This is amazing. So much room, a lot of multi-purpose space here. And, man, I would love one of these in Chicago for sure.
Yeah, it's incredible. Top-notch facilities again, world-class facilities. They're just, people are great here. The facility's great, and just everybody's great all around.
From the pickleball capital of the world, Naples, Bob Strumman. And Bob, it's glad to meet you finally and be partners with you because you've done a great job over in Naples. But talk about the concept now. You're here scouting players, and you've got a franchise in the 50-plus Champions League. And what made you be one of the initial owners here for this new league?
Well, it's actually rather interesting. This is a unique organization because it's giving tribute to those that really made this whole game possible, which was really the genesis of our name, JBB. And JBB stands for the three founders of the game, Joel, Bill, and Barney. And it became just a logical tribute where we wanted to show our appreciation for the legacy, but our heart is really with Naples, Florida. And we just thought this was a fabulous opportunity to give tribute to the game, have fun, and be around all these amazing players.
And part of this team in Naples is Jennifer LaCour, who's a well-known pickleball champion over the years, and as a historian, you've done everything in pickleball, and just makes sense for you just to be involved in the first National Pickleball League. And aren't you going to play too?
I would love to play, but I've been playing 15 years, right? People are like, oh my God, has pickleball been around that long? So pickleball's been around like 55 years, right? Started in 1965. So I have loved pickleball, and I love being part of the first. So it's like Bob Strumman, who's the owner of the Naples JBB United pickleball team. He's like, hey, Jen, come on out. Let's find some people, find our team. I'm like, oh, that sounds perfect. So it's really great coming out here. The seniors, and really historically, pickleball grew, and it's here because of the seniors. So for years, it was the seniors that would travel around, make pickleball happen, volunteer. And so it's really cool. This league's developed, give back to the seniors, and, awesome.
The competition has been fantastic. So I've played 7 matches today. Won some, lost some. Matches are close, they're fun. People are nice, friendly games, and just love being here.
Dude, it's pretty legit. I mean, obviously the pros are the pros, and we're right there barking on their heels. But everyone is really going at it on the court, off the court. Everyone's dapping up, high five, cheering everyone. So it's really a cool venue, a cool experience, and everyone here is legit.
Yeah, talk about your pickleball background and how you decided to come aboard and be an owner.
So my pickleball background, I started playing in 2018, so it hasn't been all that long really. But I just found the passion. It's addictive. My husband says he's a pickleball widower, and I realized that it was so much more than pickleball. It brings people together in ways I haven't seen anything else do it. It's such a social sport, and it has brought people off the couch, A lot of us are a little older, retired. Now it's becoming more and more popular with younger folks too. But so we just became interested in getting more involved with the NPL, and we were coming on as volunteers. I was going to just help with the warm-ups with the players, and because I'm not at this level, I would love to be one day maybe. And my husband's an orthopedic surgeon, so he was doing medical coverage today. And so we heard about that there was one more team available, and we were racking our brains thinking, I wonder if we know anybody that might like to buy a team. And then my husband's like, come to think about it, why don't we buy a team? And one thing led to another, and so the dream became a reality at the 11th hour yesterday, pretty much right before the announcement was needing to be made, and we got the team. So we're the Oklahoma City Punishers.
I'm a head tennis coach right now, and I left a varsity match to come here. I told my boys, hey, I'm sorry, but I got to go. It's really important. They said, is it pickleball? I go, yes.
Well, when I turned 50 years old, I had a friend that called me and said, hey, I want you to play in the Senior Olympics with me. And at first I laughed. I said, I'm not a senior. And he said, it's 50 and older. And I said, okay, what am I playing? He says, pickleball. I said, what is that? He said, don't worry, you'll like it. So I showed up, played, got my brains kicked in really bad, but fell in love with it real quick. And I was a tennis player. I was a golfer in college, but a tennis player from about age 42. And so since that time, I've played tennis about 3 times, and pickleball is all I do now.
The Combine gives people who are 50 and older the opportunity to participate as athletes, unlike any sport before it. Danielle, you've just turned 50 years old. Tell everybody what your birthday's like.
My birthday was actually awesome because I realized I'm going to be the youngest person in the 50-plus division. So it made what could have been a pretty bad birthday, getting older, feeling 50. It's kind of a big milestone. But I was actually super excited because now I get to start all over and have a great senior pro, hopefully, opportunity.
And he's not only an owner, but he's trying out for his own team. Hopefully you draft yourself, Chris, but you're playing some awesome pickleball out there.
Yeah, we're having fun out here. We're 5-1, so I think I am going to draft myself at this point. But yeah, there's some really fun players out here. It's a good group of people, and we're excited about it. So
talk about the ownership aspect. How'd you get involved in pickleball, first of all, and how did it lead you here to buying a team in the NPL?
Yeah, so started playing pickleball 10 years ago now, so probably one of the longer time players around here. Moved to a city that didn't have racquetball courts anymore and jumped into pickleball, and I think like many of us, it's become a passion. So a chance to compete again, especially now over 50. There's very few sports where you get to really get after it and compete, and that's been an important piece of this for me. So in terms of being an owner, the opportunity to just being on the ground floor. Been doing this for a decade now. But the growth has really just been the last 3 years. The pickleball is booming at this point, and so the opportunity to be on the ground floor for senior professional, there's a good group of players out there with real skills, and to be part of that's it's exciting.
What are you going to be looking for as an ownership when you're looking at the different players to start building your team? Are you looking for some local players for your Austin, Texas area, or it doesn't matter, you're just looking for the best players?
We're looking for not only the best players, but also certain, personality is important in team sports. I think you want to pick players that you hope get along and work hard for each other, because in doubles, you bring up your players in different ways than singles. So I think it's a combination of the right players with the right personalities and the dedication to the game.
So, Paul, what's it like having the opportunity to play professionally at over 50 years old?
Well, I just made the cut, so I just turned 50 probably 4 weeks ago. So, I'm still testing out my skills at this level, and, it's hard. There's so many good players from all over the world here, and you got to be on your A game all the time.
So, playing with people older than you is a little more challenging than you imagine.
No, not at all. No, this is the best part about pickleball is people at all ages, they have great skills no matter how old you are. So this is an interesting part of pickleball is no matter if you're 15 or you're 70, like people can play with each other, and it's a really competitive match all the time.
Well, actually, being from Atlanta, we had the tennis league, and one of my friends said, hey, you want to come play in a women's pickleball league? And I said I didn't know what pickleball was. I hit the ball twice, and I'm hooked, and pickleball's the greatest sport out there, and I really, really enjoy it.
Pickleball just isn't a game, it's like a lifestyle, because then I became like a pickleball tournament director, a certified referee, a pickleball instructor. I mean, pickleball is life.
I have a tennis background, and I had friends that wanted me to play before, and I was like, I'm a tennis player. And then finally they talked me into it, and I was hooked from the get-go. But I had to be a little quiet about it because tennis pros back then weren't supposed to play. And been playing ever since. I've met so many great friends that it's been awesome.
I went for a streak of 100 straight days of playing at least an hour. So I'm here chasing my dream. What can I say? Who doesn't want to play Major League Pickleball? And it's nice that it's for the seniors, us 50-something. So very excited to be here. Very excited to bring my energy and enthusiasm, and hopefully one of those owners, you got your guy.
What do you expect if you get drafted, and you get to play for one of the 6 teams, and we're one of them in Florida, but what do you expect as far as playing on the circuit?
I'm not sure what the expectations are. Win? How about that? I'd like to win. That's the perfect one. And just enjoy myself, make camaraderie, but also win. I mean, everybody likes to win.